Good morning.
It's another beautiful day in Orlando, and the weather is very cool, but it is heating up. I feel that sun on my arms right now and my face, and it is warming up.
We've been working very hard. Had some visitors this week, so a little bit of a setback, but we're back to the bus and putting up paneling. We've been doing wiring for our bus lights in the ceiling, 12-volt lights,
and getting that wiring done, and then installing the paneling in. Really, I think we've got all the paneling up on the ceiling except in the very, very front where the transition is, because that's going to be a little bit different there. For those of you who are, looking to do a bus conversion or are in the middle of a bus conversion, it is a lot of work. It is, you're basically building a house, but it's a lot more difficult actually than building a house. Julie and I have built houses together.
I think
many times. We've built whole houses faster than how the time it's taken. It's because it's such a custom thing, and you're doing, you're figuring out so many different things, where a house is frame up walls, stand them up, and it's just, it's easier to do that. But it's been fun, figuring it all out and seeing how it'll work. So, yeah.
Hopefully our experience in our bus conversion will help you.
Yes. So today what we're going to do is we're going to just continue paneling.
Running some more wires, and
we'll show you guys what we've done so far. Okay, so here we are in the bus, and it's a little dark in here because there's still paper up on over the window openings because of the paint. We thought we'd just leave those. We have pretty much all of the paneling up all the way back. You can see we've even got one of our little test lights right here, which these are really cool little LED puck lights. I'll put the link in the video description for you so you can know where to find those. They're very reasonable. So all this paneling is done in the ceiling. This is the master bedroom here.
we plan on putting our AC unit, so that's what this cutout is. So we had to put framing in this this area, this cavity, so that when we put our AC unit in, there's support for that. This cutout is for the Fantastic fan. So it's basically a fan with a screen, and it can open, let in light. Hey! The kids have taken the cutouts from the paneling, and they discovered there's a puzzle here. We put these panels up last night for extra support. We put some backing on the joins and glued it. And so we'll just continue to put this up today. So it's exciting. It's starting to look more like a home instead of a like scrambled eggs everywhere.
So we've been really enjoying our DeWalt table saw. I've talked about it in another vlog, but I mean, we've been using it quite a bit and are really enjoying it. You know, it's a 60 volt max, so it's cordless, runs on battery. The battery actually lasts a long time. It's quiet, cuts everything we need, and I'm going to put a link in our video description where you could check one of these out.
14. And this is 8. I'm pretty sure, and 5/8.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 8 and 5/8.
And what do we need?
I don't know how we know.
C28.
What still?
Did you cut yourself? What?
It's right there.
So I'm using the Loctite Power Grab glue for this. So hopefully it's good stuff. You notice the picture being a little bit different. It's because we had to send our other camera in for repair. It's the way of things when you're vlogging and videotaping every day. The cameras they get worn out and they have to be repaired. The camera I'm using right now is actually back on our old handy cam that we used to film all of our old faithful that we used to film our vlogs on.
I almost forgot to run some wiring for our reading lights that are going to be at the top of our bed, and so that's what I'm doing right now.
So Julie has also been putting in receptacle boxes. Each child is going to have their own receptacle box in their bunks, right here and here, and that's so they can charge, you know, laptops, iPads, whatever, you know, they would need power for. So on each side we've got 3 receptacle boxes there. And but yeah, the paneling is really coming along. That's what I'm working on right now. Look at the paneling in here. Isn't it looking good? Woohoo! It's really starting to come together, and once the paneling's on, it's really going to go fast, I think, and it's going to really start transforming into what we envisioned from the beginning. So we're excited about that. Julie and I have been working very hard on the paneling, and let me tell you, it has been a challenge, just because, you know, mainly for the reason that, you know, when you're doing a bus conversion, everything is custom. You know, every angle, every cut is a custom cut, and making sure we have backing everywhere, making sure it's going to be nice and sturdy, you know, trying to head off any possibility of any kind of squeaking while the bus is going down the road. All of that stuff, we're trying to think of all of that. You know, we want this stuff to last. We want it to be here. So what we've got is a Birch 1/4-inch plywood that we've put basically everywhere. You know, it comes all the way down. So this is in the master bedroom here. And I mean, it's turning out very pretty. I'm standing in the bunk room here. I'll give you a panoramic view of the bunk room. It's looking very good. We've got Julie's been focusing on the electrical, getting a lot of the electrical in. I've got my refrigerator enclosure all done. Don't forget, if you're doing a similar project, your refrigerator enclosure has to be treated like an exterior wall because it's vented, right? There's going to be a vent up here in the ceiling for the fridge to be vented. So there's going to be air in here. When you're driving, there's going to be air in here. And you want to make sure that your fridge enclosure is completely sealed from the inside and insulated. I've got the styrofoam insulation all the way around. It's all sealed in. I've caulked it all in place. I've got a layer of styrofoam insulation actually under the platform, so on the bottom side of it there. I just want to, you know, encourage those of you out there that are doing similar projects to keep going. You know, it's definitely been a challenge, and we've had a lot going on kind of behind the scenes, different things we're involved in, and helping people and different things like that. And so it's really eaten into our time, where we really, our desire is to be just focused on the bus, but you know, there's been a lot of doors that have opened for us here that people need help. And so we're trying to kind of do both as much as we can. So let's get some work done.
It should be tasty.
Ethan, now.
Hi.
Catch
Let's give the kids some lettuce. They can put salad dressing on.
What's your Christmas dog?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Ta-da! Alright, working on the window.
Like everybody loves this. Huh?
Wait, somebody. What's it gonna grab onto right here?
What you could do is notch it at the top and then put a screw in it. So you could cut it to length, but listen. There, that way we don't do something and be like.
We are getting ready to put up the transitional paneling finally. We're really excited about this. We've got all the paneling up in the ceiling, woohoo, for the most part. And we're getting ready. We've got all this framed in right here. And we're getting ready to install this first panel on our transition. Kind of reminds me of the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Oh yeah. So what we have here is some crazy angles going on. So if you're gonna do anything similar in your bus, you wanna get one of these so you can find your angle. This is gonna be, of course, straight, and then you're gonna have an angle kind of break away. So you can see it's not straight up and down. So that's gonna be on an angle. This over here is gonna be on an angle. Nothing's really straight. So let's go cut this. 32 5/8. My goodness sakes. See, that one's only gonna come to there. So it's actually the same, 32 5/8. Let's go see if this works. Look at those angles. It looks great. All right, so one of the hardest things to do in a bus conversion is finding all the angles. You know, with our bus, we've tried to simplify things a little bit because we've gone with a flat roof and just some square, some square sides. But the side of our bus is still got kind of a slope to it. So we've kind of developed a way of finding those angles quite easily, and we just wanted to share that with you in case you're doing a similar project to this. The first thing we do is we make a template like this. We'll put this up against the side of the wall and put it against there, and then I'll put this pencil against the wall and trace it down, and then I'll cut that out. And then I'll check it, make sure it's good, and then we see that we have a good pattern to go with. I want to find out what my 4-foot height is because these sheets at the longest point are 4 feet high. So I will measure down 4 feet, and then wherever the angles start, I'll continue that 4-foot measurement over. So now I've got a straight line, and then I'll measure off of that point up. So I'll know that when I measure from my 4-foot point up to this point, what the measurement is. And the same over here, I'll know what that measurement is. Inside the bus, I measured over 17 5/8. Then I pull off the straight wall and I measure over to my second angle, and then my third angle, which there's only 2 angles here, but you know what I mean, the first join of each angle. So then I measure the length between each angle on the ceiling. And then all I have to do is I know that the side starts here and the side ends here, and then I just need to measure out what I know the length of that side to be, which is 8 5/8, and then I make a mark on each point. All right, and do the same thing here, and then trace it out. I've got one of these, which are really important to have actually on a bus conversion, because you can figure out, you know, it'll tell you what different angles are. So I stuck that on there inside, and just to double check my work, and you'll notice it is perfect. Exactly what we want it to be.
Hi.
Mark.